The office was old and smelled bad. Now listen to this. The air in the office was thick with the scent of unwashed mugs and the sour paper dust smell of filing cabinets. The first sentence is information. The second is an experience. The goal of great writing isn't to tell the reader what happened, but to make them feel it. It's a direct line to the nervous system, bypassing the intellect entirely. To do this, you have to engage the full sensory palette. Most writers get stuck on sight. But what about the auditory, the muffled thrum of distant traffic, the tactile, the slimy residue on a damp stone, or the kinesthetic, the heavy ache in a limb? Olfactory, the sense of smell, is a secret weapon. It's hardwired to the brain's emotion and memory centers. A single scent can transport a character across 20 years more effectively than a page of dialogue. We also steal from the poets. A metaphor isn't just decoration, it's an emotional transfer. But it must be authentic. A mechanic won't compare a heart to a delicate orchid, they'll call it a knocking engine. The comparison reveals as much about the speaker as it does the subject. Personification turns the world into a living character. In one scene, the wind can dance playfully through the kitchen. In the next, it can claw at the windows, screaming. The environment becomes a mirror for the protagonist's inner state. But the master key is economy. Avoid listing adjectives. Find the one true detail. Don't say she wore a red, expensive, shiny silk dress. Say this: she wore red silk that hissed against the floor. That single verb, hissed, tells us the quality, the length, and the threatening mood all at once. This is how you stop being a reporter and become an artist, painting with words, creating a world that isn't just read, but lived.